Hi, this is Ron Goldstein of RE-MAm Masters, and today we're going to be talking about the closing. With only a few weeks to go until the actual closing, this is a great time for you to do some of the business pieces. It's a great time to set up your change of address form by going to usps.gov. It's also a great time for you to set up the gas and electric provider. The most common one in the Denver area is excelenergy.com, and set up your electric and gas to begin the date of the closing. It's also a good time for you to explore cable TV and internet providers and see which ones you might want to have, and this is a great time for you to be arranging for your mover. I do give you one small warning. Occasionally, due to loan processes, you will find that there could be a little hiccup which could delay the closing a day or two. This is very rare, but I want you to emotionally be ready for them. The closing typically takes place at the title company. Your agent will let you know what the address of that title company is and exactly when that is. Prior to the actual closing date, the title company and the lender will let us know the exact numbers on financial forms called settlement sheets. Your agent will review this with you. When you show up at the closing, there's a few things that you need to bring. You need to bring 2 forms of photo ID. One of those forms should either be a passport or a photo driver's license. Additional forms of ID could be anything that has a photo, including your Costco card, of course. If you're the seller of the property, you should be bringing the keys, garage door openers, things like that. All documents are prepared in advance by the title company in accordance with the closing instructions and the instructions of the lender. At the closing table itself, the title company will explain all of the documents to you. But please, if you have any questions, stop the closing and ask. The closing typically takes an hour to an hour and a half, and it's split into 2 sections. The first section is the real estate side of the transaction, and the second section is specifically for the buyers. It deals with the loan. On the real estate side, both the buyers and sellers will sign common documents, including the settlement sheets, which talk about how the money is being dispersed. Also on there will be the HUD-1, which is the same as the settlement sheets, but in a different format, the tax agreement, which will say how taxes are prorated, the utility agreement, which will say how utilities are prorated, and finally the deed, which actually transfers the property from the seller to the buyer. For the buyer, the loan documents will include a truth in lending statement, which will describe how much the buyer will be paying over a term of 30 years on the loan. It will also include a promissory note promising to pay the loan, a deed of trust, which will secure the property, affidavits of all different kinds, probably some tax documents. The buyer will also be asked to sign, also known as documents. When that's all done, the funds will be totally dispersed and the paperwork will be dispersed. The sellers will be provided a check for the amount of money owed to them, and the keys to the house will be given to the buyers. Congratulations to both parties. The transaction is now complete. This is Ron Goldstein of RE-MAm Masters, wishing you a great closing.